Hey everybody, welcome to Dressed Quest tonight. Tonight we are doing something a little different. Um, for those out there that have been with us for the last, wow, what is it? We stepping in 2 years yet? Like, are we getting close?
I we're definitely within 2 years.
Within 2 years, wow. So we've been in Icewind Dale for a long time. My players probably hate me because it's so cold. But we decided we would do a comfy stream tonight. And part of that is just to kind of reminisce about what has happened with the Northern Attitudes over the last 2 years. So if you've been a part of the streams for a while, you might have some questions. And if you don't, we're going to have a bunch of slides up from our amazing artist, Chris, otherwise known as Jinjack Wonderful. And we're going to walk through those as we talk about what those were in the world, because those are highlights to our journey. But before we do that, real quick, we're just going to let the cast that's here tonight tell us who they are, and a quick shout out to uh, our wonderful fighter Sam, as him and his significant other's anniversary is tonight, so they will not be joining us, but we will see them in Mysticon in just a few days, which is the other reason why we're doing a fireside chat tonight. So, Chris, kind of tell us who you are, who you were playing, and what is one of your highlight favorite moments playing Jin Jack?
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris, and I play Jin Jack Wonderful, a human life cleric, and who is not native to Icewind Dale. He comes from the Titherian Peninsula, far to the south, and is familiar with the ghost-haunted city of Velen. There's a backstory to that, which hopefully we will get into in future stream. I guess Jim Jack's favorite moment out of everything was the first and last time Jim Jack cast. Hang on, I have to look up the name of the spell. That's how favorite. I remember the effect, but I summoned spirits in order to protect the party, and James was kind enough for me to show them appropriate spirits appropriate to a nature deity who's into farming. So they were badgers, and hundreds of badgers spirits climbed out of the ground, and it was a somewhat exhilarating experience. Also, the first time I cast a third level spell, and which was, I believe, promptly followed by Goliath hitting me with a javelin and me failing to concentrate, and the badgers all disappeared. So I. But it jazzed me momentarily.
Yeah, I never said that. I try to be nice. Everyone's nice.
but but
Uh,
I'm
yeah, I'm
sure
gonna
there's
pop that up
something
real
else.
fast because I do have that one up as well. I just don't have it on the moment. Where's my window for that? Because you got a chance to create that one, and that was a really um,
Oh, there it
cool
is.
artwork. So that is Jin Jack Wonderful creating his Badger Guardians to protect the
Mm.
party, and they wailed on the 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 fight that night. Like, you kept those
Yeah,
up almost the entire fight, right? Think so?
yeah. I've just found that in general, I just haven't had an opportunity to do it again. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
I
that
got
was good.
mainly because like the rest of the group at, at the time they were such huge damage dealers that I never really had to.
Yeah, you were kind of in a moment where it was a little unnerving. I think is when you popped
Hmm.
that and you were like, I've got to save the party. All
Yeah.
right. And we're going to go through all these slides again as we move through the night, but we're going to try to highlight at least everybody's favorite moments first. Um, Alex, your
Hello, that's
character
me.
has been on a journey.
Yeah. I'm Alex, also known as Idly on most social medias. I play Erwina Dwin, who has been on a one hell of a hero's journey, I think is the best way to put that. And I think my favorite moment for her really was the turning point where I had to talk to James because we were having some casting change ups, and we were losing our frontline fighters. And I think my favorite moment was when I realized that Erwina was no longer a druid, she was a paladin. Was when she was negotiating with the Goliath ancestors of all the elements to turn on the chieftain. And I think that was actually one of my favorite like role play moments, possibly of all time. It's at least in the top three. I hate to rate things like that in general, um, but I think it was one of my favorite moments because it was literally me in the fight going, I don't even know if this is going to be useful, but it was just so in character for her to just go, I'm not even going to cast, I'm going to talk.
And I mean, and it changed things, right? Like it made the it
Mm-hmm.
not only did it give the opportunity for um, what I would consider role play during combat, but it also we didn't see what happened until after of how much that actually affected the character.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like, oh, I could do this. And in my opinion, I think that's great for how Arowina's building was too, because
Mm-hmm.
before that, you did have that little bit more of a timid personality. And then at this
Mm-hmm.
point, you're like, no, I've found my voice. I am forcefully going to ask these requests and go for it. And then you went
Yeah.
from that to I'm going to be a paladin. And it was just a
Yeah.
cool shift. Um, and we don't have a picture of that moment. Might be one I might
No.
ask Chris to do later on when we have a day where he's like, I didn't really see any I liked. Like it would be really cool to see the surrounding four giants and you standing in the center, just kind of pointing your finger at them because it really is what you tried to do.
It really
It really
was.
was.
And then
Um,
at the end of the fight, I remember with Arn, I remember Jinjak was like almost dead. Kelavar was hiding behind a throne. Benji was like on like her last hit points and also frightened. And I was like, oh great, it's Erwina's turn to just have to rock up and frontline, and she did.
and she did. Yep, and it was awesome. Um, and then for one of our newest players, Humphrey, who do you play? And what
Hello,
has been your
Humphrey
favorite
Wendell
point?
Wickham. I play Kelevar Cobblestitch, a bard gnome, now part fighter. Um, I'll be honest with you, my favorite moment was when my character was first introduced and he was getting chased by Benji.
I have that picture too.
Like,
Where's
I have
that one
never had
at?
so much fun introducing a character before, and to just kind of commit to the bit of like, no, no, I'm making a prison break, and for all I know, you guys are trying to take me back. Hell no. Panic, panic, panic. Run, run, run.
One more. Come on. One more. Oh, yeah, there it is. Dang it. Go back. All right. Yeah, right there. So yeah, this is not only that, but Kelevar wasn't just trying to get away. He's trying to put his clothes on at the exact same moment while this is happening. Um, and when we lost, and kind of break down the story of so far, when we lost Eric, Snark, and then later Sturm, um, due to just scheduling, and it was time for him to move on. And he comes back as our special guest, which you see in one of the latest episodes. Uh, we lost that that like snark, that joke, the comedy factor. And I will tell you straight up, Humphrey, you came in and just knocked it out of the park. I was like, this is our guy. This is the one that's going to replace him. Um, Even though we had the conversation at first of, I'm not that type of bard. I'm not going to play that way. And then you kind of found your voice in a different way, which was a lot of fun. He's still not the bard that goes around and tries to sleep with everybody, though. So I mean, at least we don't have that. We have a different bard.
Yep. I would definitely say the last two episodes, I've definitely felt like more in my element because I figured out my spells. I kind of figured out where I fit in the group itself.
Mm-hmm.
And you
And now
didn't
I'm just
shoot
really
Jinjak in the
leaning into it.
face with the pyrotechnics. There's that
That
too.
was even beforehand.
But that's good, and I'm glad that you're kind of finding your spot, right? Because that's something that definitely helps the party and will definitely help the story as we go. Um, so from there, for those in the audience, please ask questions throughout this. This is a very open forum. We're kind of trying to get people spud up to where we are at as we head off to Mysticon next week. And that's a big step for the Dressed Quest team. And the reason I say that is not because it's a specific episode, but it is the first time that our entire team is going to meet in person and on stage. It's a huge honor to go on stage to perform and to do it with people that I have been playing with for over almost 2 years now. I have a feeling that there's going to be some emotion there, and I'm excited to see where that goes. So let me swap back over to the original screen share, and then that way we can walk through our journey in Icewind Dale with everybody.
So while you guys do that, I'm going to go check on my squash, and I will return shortly.
Awesome. So one of our first moments in Icewind Dale is this moment right here.
Mm-hmm.
We are sitting in Arowina's known tavern because everybody else in the world, everybody else in the players were not, a lot of them weren't from Icewind Dale. I think you and Benji were the only two.
And I think Benji was from further south too.
Yeah, Benji was actually roaming tribe, tribal or barbarian tribe mentality. But there was this moment where Arowina is the bartender and these just snotty kids being snotty kids and Benji just kind of grabs them both and shoves trout sticks in their mouth.
And I think that was the episode I decided that Arowina hates fish. I think that has been since episode 1.
Episode 1, you were like, no, I'm not the fish person.
Yeah.
Everybody else can like fish. I'm not the fish person, and I will not eat trout if I don't have to eat trout.
Yeah.
And it was that moment. But this was an interesting time because we were still all feeling out the characters, and we were trying to figure out what the direction that the story was going to go. We had Eric there, Eric, Chris, and Space, who played Benji, had been playing for quite a few years in previous campaigns. And Chris, you might be able to fill into that. Was Space since campaign 1?
Yeah. We played 2 previous campaigns together, the 3 of us. One was, I think, the Dinosaur Island campaign.
Okay.
And then the second one was with Nathan, and that was the Salt Marsh campaign. And we completed that one. That one we completed. The Dinosaur one basically got cut short, and we switched over. And then Nathan took us through to the end of the Salt Marsh campaign. But that was with different characters.
Yeah.
Icewind Dale, we started with brand new characters. And well, as far as that, but I think Alex and I are the only ones left over from that initial group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. From the initial Icewind Dale group, yeah.
The initial Icewind Dale group was myself, Alex, Eric, Space, and
Tiny.
Tiny.
and tiny. Right, and tiny.
And those pictures will come up as we continue our journey. Speaking of those characters, we thought this was. I'm going to let you have this conversation, Alex. But we thought this was the direction Arowena was going.
Yeah. I have been told as a role player, I have big Disney princess energy. So she will always forever have like a little bit of a Disney princess energy to her. Because some things we can't, you can only role play with what you got. But yeah, so I designed Erwina very much, especially at the beginning. She was just a druid at this point. I don't think we'd hit level 2 yet. She had shape water, and it was basically me abusing the spell shape water in new and creative ways to make terrain less awful for everybody. So she was literally the snowblower for the group for a while.
Yeah. But it was an interesting concept, and I like I said, it was so cool to watch as a game master, watching the players, their journey start to change, and you'll see that as we go. I'm gonna make this comment right now. Outside of your combat images, this is one of my favorites. It just says it has so much emotion in it. And the actual episode, there's not a lot going on, but there's just so much happening at the same time.
It's because I touched a rock. I was specifically told not
to. So this was our first introduction to Charlatan, which is the magical rocks that you see in Icewind Dale, and they're usually bad. And our players have not really found a way to utilize them yet, which is fun. But Jin Jack said, "Oh, this is bad stuff," and pours holy water on it. And we're sitting. I think this is sitting inside of your parents' house.
Yeah.
And I don't think all these happened at the exact moment, but for the episode, they just kind of tied together as these 5, each phase.
That reminds me, Erwina still has a little bit of Charlatan on her.
Yeah.
She's had it the whole time.
It's wrapped. He made sure it was wrapped, but yes, you have had it the whole time. Yeah. This was Jin Jack's first experience with Charlatan. Castle was like curious, and then once again, I'm going to let you have this conversation because this is your family. What is Benji drinking?
Oh, Benji is drinking Erwina's mother's tea blend. I think it gave us like a really good boost of like temp HP before we went to go fight the dwarves, and then later on meet a new friend when we fought the dwarves. Yeah, Erwina's family. Her father is a fisherman, human, and her mother is like this ethereal Stevie Nicks druid who travels under the stars. So mom's not usually home because she's too busy with her friend group, also known as probably a cult of groupies.
We haven't explored that yet. I'm sure we'll get there.
No, we haven't.
We have other issues that are needed.
Erwina's too busy trying to keep Dad alive.
Yeah.
As I keep saying, dead parents in D&D is sad. Living parents are so much harder.
Oh, this is the illustrious Knucklehead Trout. Yeah. For those, this is a staple monster inside of Icewind Dale, which are these nasty trouts that have pretty much a giant bone on the top of their head that they use to break through the ice. They were a little bigger in this episode, but that's besides the point.
I really should have put a person in the shot for scale.
to scale, as one would say.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I said, this is why we needed you, Calabar.
I don't know. Let's see. So how would that be about like half the size of Calabar, just the head alone?
I don't think we've ever described exactly the size of these. Um,
Well, I know he ordered one the first time he was at the tavern, but
yeah. So
perspective is questionable.
now these were aggravated ones inside of or inside of the lake, and they were making dents on the side of boats. So I mean, they were definitely bigger than that. I would think
Mhm.
large tuna. So maybe yeah, about the size of you, maybe a little bigger. Um, and then this character hasn't disappeared yet. Like he has come in and out of this campaign the entire time, but he has evolved a little bit. This is our wonderful speaker of Kerkonig Trovis, who the next image is going to be is funny. Uh, because the party wanted to usurp Trovis and take over the town.
It's true. Come election season, we got a lot of kobolds
A lot of
now.
you do now. Yeah.
We can swing a vote.
And I believe, Chris, you are out of town for this one.
Yeah, it was described to me afterwards, and it was basically the three of them fighting a group of Duergar. And one of them,
Oh,
and I remember Duergar could grow.
Yeah, so they have
and
the ability.
Erwina died in this fight.
Did you?
Yeah.
This was the first moment where Erwina had dropped.
Yeah. Castle
And then-
said she died. But she was like dying.
And then you returned after you found a little bit of what the Duergar were doing and found Trovis in a snow mound drunk, and our first introduction to Corey, who became kind of the family favorite. The old woman who ran the. Yeah, I do hear the echo as well. I don't know who's running it. Kelevar, that might be. I'm seeing the spike coming off of you.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. I'm not really doing anything that would cause it, but I'm just going to shut some extra windows. Maybe something's sneaking up in there.
You could check your settings on Video Ninja as well. It might be pulling from a different microphone.
How's everything sounding now?
I don't, it's only when I'm talking do I hear.
It sounds better, at least on my end.
Yeah, a little bit. But I'm
I
seeing
did-
every time I speak, your video also goes up. Your video also bounces.
Oh, I'm not echoing anymore. So I guess it's whatever's happening is happening. Yeah.
There must
Okay.
have been a weird tab open that just didn't want to play nice with Ninja.
Yeah, it's really weird. Video Ninja is kind of one of those moments where you got to figure it out, and we're still testing it. So
Onward.
all right. Oh, now I'm getting a full echo. Anyway, this is where we start going to the group. This is when Candle and Scruff were picked up,
Mm-hmm.
and you headed off to the Duergar outpost. What was the inspiration for Scruff? Do you remember?
Balto was what
Balto.
I was thinking. 90s kids will remember Balto.
True.
And I think it was also to play off of Castle's like perfectly white, well-behaved dog. Was like we needed one that was just the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
This is the first action shot, and this was Benji stabbing one of the Duergars.
Mm-hmm.
And Benji was kind of the highlight for images for the next couple. I know that because then you've got the.
She scaled the castle, I think, and with a rope, and we climbed up.
Yeah. And then we've got, and then our first introduction to Snark,
Mm-hmm.
which actually isn't the first introduction to how you see Snark. That's the next. Snark had no clothes on, and everybody thought that his name was Snart,
Mm-hmm.
and that lasted quite a while.
I thought it was Snart, and then Eric. It didn't. Eric said, "No, I'm not being ironic. It's Snark because he's snarky."
And the interesting part about this picture is keep an eye out on how Castle's clothing changes, Erowina's clothing changes, and Benji's clothing changes. So then you've got the team. And this was your first action shot, or this is your first big battle, I believe, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the first battle shot. Yeah, not much to say. I think it was. I know Eric was very amused by Snark firing from the cage. Erwina explained to me that it was a ladle, not a frying pan.
You know, again, Disney princess energy. I'm not gonna fight you on it.
Yeah, I remember that the shield was an actual tray from a bar, and the weapon was a shillelagh ladle. But yeah, that echoes back.
Yeah, I hear it. I'm trying to figure out why.
But as I see these, and like I tried different things, and I was trying to tighten up my drawing skills on every step, and because they started out very cartoony, and then I was experimenting with art that I'd seen by other artists, and so I was trying techniques that I saw they use. I think the undead ogre turned out okay, pretty good, but I was still working on like. Biggest problem I had was trying to back chainmail, and I wasn't happy with it here. But you'll see what in the later drawings I finally got a chainmail I was happy with. But I was pretty happy with, and I wasn't happy with Castle's armor and look. I couldn't. But Alex, yours and Benji's, I thought I was getting better at those. So of course you changed yours.
Yeah, Alex has got a couple of different changes. I think I figured out.
You're still in your Disney princess phase here.
Yeah. I don't think she's ever going to be fully out of Disney princess mode, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like Humphrey, it's coming from your end, so you'll probably just have to mute on your end. Because I can mute you on this end and it's going away.
Weird, because I really have nothing happening or going on that should be causing that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless my sensitivity is a little weird.
So this is the moment where we see Benji once again become a motherly figure as she kind of adopts Snark. This is when the phrase "we only steal from bad people" was born, if I'm not mistaken. And here's our love interest introduction
Oh,
as Benji dives in front to knock Castle away from a trap set by the first big bad of the season or of the campaign, Nildar. Which, once again, your boss images are amazing every time. Like
Thanks.
the little bits that I feel like I describe, and then it comes out in picture, and I'm like, wow, either I described that really well, or he is in my head because this is awesome. Nildar was the first introduction to what Chardalyn does to a person and when it's held, and understanding the lethality of what Icewind Dale is. Because I do remember, and it's funny because going back, Chris had one rule: we weren't allowed to be in the water, so I froze the water. So I froze the water.
It was we'd just gotten out of Saltmarsh campaign, and the other D&D group I play with at the time were also running a Saltmarsh campaign.
Oh, cool.
And the previous campaign was on Dinosaur Island, so that was a semi-aquatic campaign. So yeah, it wasn't a rule; it was just a request. Oh God, please don't do this. And it said no ships, no boats, no water. Thank you.
Yep.
but now we have eternal snow, so
Now we have eternal snow.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. We've definitely pulled away from some of the mechanics of Icewind Dale because I believe it just bogs down the game. But other than that, we are running Icewind Dale in a manner that is representing of the Rime of the Frost Maiden. This is our first. I think this is the first. Well, no, I wouldn't say the first character shot, but like this is one of the big character shots that started the group. This is when you get. I think this is after when you hit level 3.
It was around level 2, level 3, because I got my archer form at level 2.
Oh, okay.
And that is Erwina's go-to move. Is we enter a combat and we have to Sailor Moon at things.
Yep. You fire off archer. You fire off sparkles at people. Erwina being a bit of a butt in this one. I remember this. Bring a little bit of light to a dark time, because this is right after you guys battled with Nildar and the Druagar, and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to chase Snark around with a animated snowman."
Yeah.
Still leaning in on the Disney princess movement.
Yep. Okay, this wasn't a Disney princess moment.
This is not a Disney princess moment. Even the look on Erwina's face. This is not a Disney princess moment.
This is a Disney princess moment. It's just from Gallivant and not from the main Disney canon.
This is Disney murder princess moment.
Yep. She was trying to accept the rule of murder mommies, and she's like, "I want to be one too." And then she shot him through the heart, or through the back.
I mean, in her defense, they had jumped us in an alley, and he was running to get more friends.
I mean, what it was. But do you remember?
This is also the first time Erwina killed anything.
Yes. Do you remember how it became Vinny that she shot? Like, I don't remember the exacts of why.
I don't
it became
remember
Vinny.
what. I think it was because you were like, "How do you want to do this?" And I think I also maybe nat 20'd on it.
Yeah, I think so.
So, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not anticipating this."
I think you felt better about it if you looked like Vinnie Jones and you pointed that out.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
It
I
was
think
okay
he just
to
made that
shoot.
comment. Like, I'm just going to shoot Vinnie Jones through the back. And we're like,
Yeah.
I guess that's who that is now. It's
A
Vinnie Jones.
A big bruiser who was trying to kill us in an alleyway.
I looked up some reference on Vinnie Jones, and I used that for the drawing.
Watch
Yeah.
out, Vinny. It's on site.
It's on site. Um, yeah, East Haven was weird because East Haven was this larger. It was the first big town you guys got to, and they were okay with stealing in East Haven. Like, as soon as you walk into the town, there's a big sign on the thing that says "Watch your pockets." And I took the inspiration of like New York City when somebody's trying to get you to go somewhere, or if you don't know where you're at, and they kind of are like, "Oh, let me lead you," and then let me, either take your money or pay me because I led you somewhere. And they led them down an alleyway, jumped them, thought they were going to get the best of it, and didn't. And didn't. This is when Castle takes on her new armor look, slicing another one of the bandits down. And
yes, Unicorn Boy.
The illustrious Unicorn Boy. I will let one of you have this story if you'd like it.
So back in the day, jingle, 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 we decided in East Haven to line our pockets a bit and put on a performance for the White Lady Inn, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yep.
And they were going to give us free room and board if we put on a show. And
I think like 3 of you rolled like a natural 20 on performance. Like it was nuts how good the...
Yeah, so we got quite the party going. And then Snark decided to use Disguise Self to become Unicorn Boy. And now there's Unicorn Boy, and it's totally part of the Koenig Hook, Line, and Sinker franchise. Media kit now is that at all birthday parties, Unicorn Boy is an option to come out. It's just now a kobold in the suit.
Oh, there we go.
It's how he lives on through us.
Yeah. Now, and to liven this up, nobody knew Eric was going to do this.
I don't think Eric knew Eric was going to do this until he went and grabbed a mask.
He grabbed the mask on camera, and I don't think anybody could hold composure after that, because we all were like, hold up, what? As he puts it on, and we're like, okay, this is what's going down tonight. And the imagery of the goblin wearing the unicorn mask it became a thing. You guys made a ton of gold off of that, like a ton of gold.
I think that was the most money we made, because we still have yet to collect gold from other quests.
Yeah, you guys never go back, which is one of these. The great Ronaldo, the halfling speaker of the... Or not speaker. What do they call seance? Oracle.
A medium.
Medium. Yeah, the medium channels the White Lady to find out some information on the Duergar. They did not do as well because some of them could see it and some of them couldn't. Arowina and Castle, as you can see, could see it. The other 3 were so enamored by the great Ronaldo that they did not see the vision that was happening above. But they were sent on a quest to find some local fishermen. The dwarves that had got lost in the water. Where you guys ran into these really nasty ice and smoke mephits. Yeah. And Chris took Mephit to a new level, because like Mephits I think are very small and not very like scary looking things. This looks like a mini version of an alien, like a xenomorph.
I don't want to meet this in an alleyway. This shows up in an alleyway, I'm out.
You said they were creepier than normal.
Yeah, they were, and he went and took it and ran with it, and that's fine. And I don't remember this exact moment, unless it was just Chris watching, an attack from Jinjak, which up until like the last 12 episodes, I feel like Chris always botched the attack. Like He could cast spells all day long, but you never hit with the mace.
I can't remember why I was prone, but
I don't know.
something happened.
Or you slipped. I don't know, because you guys were walking on ice, so it's a possibility.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was probably it. We're slipping.
Realizing that the Chardolin was inside the water, and that's what was creating these things, Benji jams one of these things onto a Chardolin spike to kill it. And then I don't remember when this happens, or if this was kind of like just a moment in time, but this is when you first did your animal messenger.
Yeah. I miss that spell all the time.
All the time.
I don't have it right now.
And this is where we saw Benji, a little bit of a different side of Benji. Not going to lie. This is when Benji got a little bit more aggressive than we had originally seen. You guys were investigating. You found out that the hag was eating the fishermen that she would kind of coerce to her area. And you guys were kind of pinned. The place where the hag was at was actually a ancient burial ground for frost giants. But Benji was not happy, as you can see, as she puts the hag's face into the boiling cauldron.
I think we had Erwina had frozen it. And that's why it's cracking.
Maybe.
I believe she was angry at the hag because she committed a crime against tea.
You might be right. I don't even think it was you might be right.
With tea that really ticked Benji off.
She
drowned her in the cauldron.
Oh no, she gave her the people tea, remember? And she got pissed.
Right. She was pissed because it was tea made of people.
Yeah, because she found a finger in the tea.
Soylent Green is people.
Yeah, and she was not happy. After they took out the hag, they were trying to leave. They had disrupted the resting grounds of the frost giants, and in turn, a skeletal frost giant came to life, and our party once again did what they do best and crushed it. Some of these, if you're wanting, would look great on mouse pads or posters or screensavers.
I think this was the first castle that I liked.
Which one?
This one.
This one? Yeah. This was, I think, Castle hits the actually no, this is a funny episode. Because Erowina's playing Castle in this episode.
It's true. Maybe this is the origin story of Erowina eventually becoming Paladin. I was playing Castle because Tiny was out and we needed the heavier hitters, is what James said. And I was like, well, I'm familiar with Paladin. And then I think it was also Erowina was rolling like shit. And I'm like, of course Castle is nat 20ing and like doing ridiculous damage because it was like, gloves off, let's go. We were in the drift.
And then the way that this was supposed to kind of go down is that this specific image was an afterthought of Erowina sitting around telling people this journey. Of this story,
because it felt weird to roleplay how do you do it for Castle from Castle's perspective, so it went from Erowina's telling the story later, which I thought was a fun like middle ground to do it in.
But you were right, Castle, like you had hit like 3 or 4 really good hits off of this thing as Castle, and I definitely remember you being like, why is it that she's hitting? I can't hit for crap.
It's because Erowina's too busy writing the novel.
The novel in her
head. So she was missing.
And then this is when Icewind Dale kind of took a different journey. This was our first actual special guest. And we wrote in a part of the world that Icewind Dale wouldn't normally see, which is a area of Icewind Dale where there was green. And I do believe many times multiple people within that were like, well, why don't we just go back here and just stay here? Especially Jinjak, who was like, it's warm here, it's comfy here, my god is here, I don't need to go anywhere else, I'm just going to stay here. This was the journey. This was the attack before you went and found Stillwell. And then we went into a character creation or a character highlight set of images. Snark with the Hexblade, Benji becoming, taking on her path of the beast, Castle, our Oathbreaker, Raven of the Raven Queen. And that smirk on it was the fact that one of the few characters I know that will argue with a god. Like, full episode of her, well, I wouldn't say a full episode. There's a part of an episode where she is literally arguing with the Raven Queen. Aw, good boy.
He's coming back. I need one more level. Can we have one more level?
Polaris was a journey. I think maybe next after Mysticon we might be going up another level. I've got to see where we're at.
No worries. I miss my boy.
I know. Jinjak really showing off his life cleric here. And I think this is the first time. No, this isn't the first time, but I think this is that moment where we got to see kind of what your spells look like, I believe, Chris. And this is when you started describing that everything kind of had that autumn leaf smell and the warmth that came from it.
Yeah, leaves swarming around in a glowy autumn light. Mm-hmm. And I still didn't get the chainmail right, but
oh, and I didn't notice this, but there is a very subtle thing that I forgot to mention because I don't think we ever. I don't know when you got it. I don't actually remember it, but you have the beads of Shantae on.
Yep.
Yeah. So on this.
Yeah, I put the beads on.
So. And then our first one shot of the season, and the creation of something that we never thought was actually going to go anywhere at first, because even Alex was like, this is one shot, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Mm-hmm. And then Ice Chase became an actual canon thing in our world.
The Kerkonig knuckleheads, these are our OG knuckleheads. Yeah. And it's very funny too because I actually don't watch hockey.
What?
I don't know what spirit moved through me. It could have been just like pure desperation of like, well, this could be like a funny way to do like team versus team PvP. We'll just give them hockey sticks because that's basically hockey, right? Hockey's just PvP, really. Who knows? If I ever have to run another Ice Chase game, I have threatened that the away team will be from Barovia, and Strahd will be in it. So captain. It might be Curse of Strahd on ice. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, that would be funny. I will have to say, when we do one of these, I am going to have to actually be a player in it, because usually the reason these are happening is because I'm out of town or doing stuff like that. Once went to a boxing match and a hockey game broke out. I mean,
yeah, no, and the knuckleheads, I barely remember what happened in that game because at one point I was laughing so hard. I think that I like went hypoxic and like blacked out like huge chunks of memory just because I was like, yeah, of course. And it was just the funniest thing. I think it was when the paladins were falling in love on ice. I think that was when it happened.
I also want to make this remark, which I didn't think about until now, but you have two of the actual characters from the cast in the game. When they
Yeah.
had time, I have no idea. when did Jin Jack and Snark step away to go play a ice chase? I have no idea, but they found time, which
Yeah,
means
they
you
found
always have the ability to have a little bit of downtime in any campaign.
Yeah.
And then Chris got curious and made a chibi set.
I told you I was trying out different art styles for
Yeah.
the characters, and I don't know where it came from, but chibi we were, and so we had a chibi moment.
So
I mean, there are other chibi moments, but this was the first one. I made colored chibi versions of the characters too.
you did, and those are out on. Those are around. I think you can also get them in cups. But if I'm not mistaken, this was after you were all leaving Stillwell, correct?
Yeah, I think it was.
That's that's who that is. I was looking through these images a couple days ago, and I was trying to think who the extra character is in this. And that was, and I can't remember his name, but that was the warden.
Yeah, that was your guy. That was your
That was
NPC.
the scout. That was the scout. Warner. That's what. Yep. Or Warren. Yeah, Scout Warren, from the Bryn Shander Guard that came in and helped with the battle against the orcs in Stillwell. But yeah, and then this is our party using very unimaginable ways of getting around things by rallying gnolls and riding them.
Mm-hmm.
Was the warg, wasn't it? One of the wargs?
Or the wargs, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember how we convinced it to take us, but
I think it started with food plus some animal handling. It was a whole ordeal, but it actually was like half of an episode. You guys trying to figure out how you were going to tame these wargs to take you where you needed to go.
Yeah.
And then things got dark quick.
Yeah.
As you arrived at the this chasm where these orcs had grafted null skeletal parts to their body, and they're carrying slaves into the chasm. And our party, of course, is trying to save the party or the victims. That's what they do. They're heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And big bad number 2 or 3. I think we're at 2 at this point. No, 3 because of the hag. But yeah, big bad number 3 here. This was an orc tribe that was utilizing the blood of a flind, which is a gnoll that has been blessed by Yanagu. In order to be much more vicious and rageful. So they were all covered in this as they were bleeding out a gnoll. And then something bad happened at the end of that episode. And I think every player wanted to kill me for it. I'm not going to lie. As a strange figure in black robes appeared at the end of that episode and incinerated Snark, which nobody was happy about. But it did make for a good moment as you all took some of the gold that you found down there and made a shrine, which is now sitting at the hook, line, and sinker. Or did you guys leave that one at Stillwell?
No, the urn came with us, and we set up a shrine at the hook, line, and sinker.
Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, this was the death of Snark with the pure gold, because they melted the gold down specifically for the shrine, or for the urn. and then introduced what we didn't know was Stern, as Arowina's dad is in trouble again.
Yet again. I mean, I think this was the first time he was actually in trouble, but it felt like yet again.
Yeah.
This is actually one of my favorite images with Arowina in it, is this one. He's so small.
Yeah, and Stern was such an interesting character because we think Goliaths are these big, brutish characters, and Stern played a very soft-hearted, almost like off of the tribal feel. And you two worked hard to blend it into a backstory. And one of the hardest things I see a lot of times is when you bring new characters in, is how do you tie them to the party? And finding out that this was a family friend, it really made it easy to tie it into the party.
Yeah.
And this was Eric's second character, who had just got this. And if you can go check out these episodes, they're all on Gen Con TV. Still, I haven't moved them all over to our channel yet because it's a lot of episodes. And I have other things going on currently on the channel. His armor in person is incredible looking. It's so good. And then this is when you guys bought an Axe Beak, which I don't know where it went, but you had an Axe Beak at one point.
It's with Castle.
It's with Castle,
I assume.
Yeah,
I can't
so
take
probably...
I can't take all of the animals. That's too much to handle.
No, you just kept the only one you have currently is Scruff.
We have Scruff and Candle.
Oh, you do. You guys did take Candle. That's right.
We need 2 dogs.
Yep,
for the sled.
So yeah, Castle in her her Raven Queen garb, upon an Axe Beak. This was a fun fight. This was a Yeti jumping off the top of a mountain at Arowina.
Yep. Top rope.
Top rope. And you guys were you guys were traveling to the Goliath camp, I believe, at this point. And then you arrive at the Goliath camp, finding out that the Goliaths were not completely being terrible to the people that they stole from 10 Towns, but they were making them work.
They enslaved them. It was shitty.
That's what they think. So that's where we go with it. They would not let them leave, though. So yes, you will say that they were definitely held.
I think this was a fight in a lava pool when we went to go check up on the prisoners, and some Duergar broke in.
Yeah, so this is when the Duergar first. You start seeing their. This is when you met the Hammerers for the first time, the Duergar Hammerers, as they were barreling through, and they cracked open into this area, and then all of a sudden it became a problem, as and I can't, off the top of my head, without my notes open, I can't even think of her name, but she really helped you through and was one of the few that were actually decent Goliaths of the clan. And also became like a big fan of Castle's character. And then introduces our second newest player, not the one that's not here, but Kelevar. As we said earlier, this is his first introduction to the party, as Benji dives at him in full feral mode, trying to catch him. He's I'm not going back. He's running away. And at that point, we realized that he's Mario, because that's what he looks like, and it was great. And this is right before, I believe, or is this as you went Paladin, or is this right before Paladin?
Right before, because I was using my starry form of the dragon.
That's right.
Yeah.
You get to use some spells.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not, Sam. The Mario comparison and is definitely not just you. I saw it first too, but it changes. As with all artwork, we find out who they really are, and as they develop. Do you want to talk about this one?
Oh, the first of many being voluntold to perform. If I remember right, we were at a Goliath encampment, and Jinjak went, "Oh, hey, Calavar, he can play some tunes for you." And they just kind of hoisted me up, and I was like, "Okay, cool, we're performing now. Fun times. This is fine. I'm not really involved in any of the interpolitical parts of the story, so why not be a jukebox?"
This is also when we had the conflict of which Goliath camp is telling the truth.
Yeah. And I think this whole arc was like the huge turning point for Erwina moving out of that like idealistic like mode. And then we saw her stumble with Vinnie Jones a little bit, okay? Um, but this was like a huge character developing arc for her, just in general.
Ooh, this was bad.
Then there's this bitch. God, that was quite the encounter.
And this encounter actually stems farther. But the Duergar did send an assassin to take out the party. The assassin got away after marking Benji, and but was not. I mean, definitely got away, but did not get away completely, as I think everything else besides that one assassin was dead. But it does stem into something that happens later on in the story, which we'll get to very quickly, apparently, because I didn't realize that was the next episode. That was the next image.
Ooh.
Trigger warning. No
trigger
head.
warning. No head. This was probably one of the most dynamic fights I have designed in a long time. And some of it was done by purpose, and some of it was done by story. Surprisingly enough, I had created the trials for each one of the giants to do something, but they weren't supposed to point it specifically at anybody. It was just supposed to happen on the environment. That changed when Erowina found a voice and said, "You will listen to me." And in the end, this is exactly what happens. Benji takes the axe and chops off Arn's head, who, up until probably 2 episodes before this, you weren't really sure who was the good guy, who was the bad guy, until you got a chance to actually talk to
Erwina
Ola
was
Guy.
convinced Arn was bad the entire time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was like, "No, this guy. There's something bad." She just could not put her finger on what it was. But if you go back and watch those episodes, Erwina's always like got like a bad feeling about him, especially during when he said, "We'll let your people go." Very, very Pharaoh. Okay, not to bring it back to that, but so when the young giantess shows up and is like, "You guys gotta go," she's like, "We already packed. I don't trust that guy further than I could throw him, and I have a negative strength modifier." So she was just ready to go.
So, and in the end, they went to the Trial of Kings. They were the idea was that it wasn't supposed to be Benji, uh,
Hmm.
but something and I can't remember exactly what had happened. Olagai had dropped. Benji had
Hmm.
ran in, I believe, and then the couple of the other um, Durgars on the or not Durgars, Goliaths on the sidelines jumped in, and it became a
Hmm.
brawl. Um, but in the end, the party did win, and Arn's head rolled, and Olagai took over the rights of both Goliath camps and reunited the Goliath camps throughout Icewind Dale.
Oh, I thought Olagai died.
Yes. um, before this, and this kind of happened simultaneously, is that assassin that marked Benji followed them to the Trial of Champions.
Hmm.
Upon them walking out, upon Erwin and them finding the treasure that was left by the Goliath or by the giants of Icewind Dale, their spirits, Pravia, the Olagai's daughter, comes down crying, and we find out that that assassin had brought more friends and slaughtered the rest of the Goliath party that was in at the trial. Um, and this made a good opportunity for us to have our wonderful barbarian and paladin step away to deal with some personal things.
Hmm.
Um, so they're not gone. Um, Benji and Castle are diligently training a Goliath priestess or a war chief, um, and will hopefully join us in the future sometime. But that's where they're at right now. Um, this takes us back a little bit. I ran into a bit of a scuffle a few episodes before this, where I had to step away for a couple episodes. We brought in a guest GM, and they went into kind of this demi-plane, parallel dimension type stuff, where they had met and worked with a bunch of kobolds. Well, they released them into Icewind Dale. We now have a ton of them. Uh, and this was our next guest, who came in full kobold costume and such a fun to play with, Cookie, the kobold with a armband of intelligence on. So it was the only kobold that could speak. And they are now the current managers,
Hmm.
manager of the new and improved Hook, Line, and Sinker.
Hmm.
So them and about 40 kobolds live there underneath,
Yeah.
which is why they said they can sway the vote now.
Yeah. Come speaker election. We can make whoever we want the new speaker.
And introducing our final player for our current campaign at the moment is Sam, who plays Nier. And that is our wonderful little buddy who's out there enjoying time with his significant other. It's you. Apparently, he's not enjoying time with his significant other because he's in the chat room, but we won't.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Get out
Enjoy
of here.
your
Go
life.
Enjoy time.
Get out of here or get in here. Take your pick.
No, don't do that because I've already moved the windows around. Waiting for her to get home. Oh, well, yeah. This picture makes me laugh because this picture shows that dynamic of what an Echo Knight really would be. Originally not growing up in the cold, the Echo Knight, as you can see, has barely any winter clothing on and has no issues while he is freezing in a cloak and armor. And he's stolen something from a group of people in Neverwinter, so we don't know what he stole yet. Well, he does, but I am City Elf, no like sleeves. Got it. Our next introduction to the Dwargar. This was a shaman voodoo
Mhm.
lady who was raising dead Brugar to fight. I had a name for her, but I don't remember what it was. But yeah, she's a little some combat there. This was, I think, your first combat with Nier. I believe is kind of where this one came from, as they were trying to attack Kerkonig again. No, her name was not Catherine. And then you guys got summoned to
Mhm.
Bryn Shander, as the goal currently is to rally the speakers to make the decision of what do we do with the giant flying dragon of death flying
Mhm.
around Icewind Dale, which happened right after Arn's head was rolled. Um,
I'm thinking Boca, Sunshine, Mai Tais, and far away as that's possible.
Let Icewind Dale deal with Icewind Dale.
Unfortunately, Erwina has an oath as a paladin, and it's kind of to Icewind Dale. So
I think
you
this was the
guys.
first. Sorry,
What
go
was
ahead.
that?
Oh, I was done.
Oh, I think this was the first shot of Erwina as a paladin that I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
You sent me Alex sent me reference, which was a figurine.
Mhm.
Oh, it was a figurine. Nice.
The armor reference.
Yeah.
Give me reference, I'll use it.
Yeah, and these are Zorns. So these are these things in the ground. For some reason, our party enjoys just jumping into holes. I don't get it, but it's happened multiple times throughout the campaign.
One
Look.
member of the party does.
Sounds like a bit in a miss in it.
Don't worry, I've done it too. Don't worry, Humphrey. You're not alone in this.
Actually, that's how 3 of the party members have done it.
Yeah.
Erwina fell in a hole.
You know what, Jinjack? You're just not in on the trend. We got to find your
I'm
hole
not.
to jump in.
Nier jumped into the hole to get you, and Calabar jumped in the hole.
This is the first chainmail I'm happy with.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a mesh
Yeah.
that's been, painted on.
And I also believe this is the armor is kind of what you were going for with your new cosplay too. So
Kinda.
Kinda.
It's what I have, because I love you all, but I am not wearing
full scale mail.
Full scale mail on stream.
Yeah, no, don't blame me.
You'll get to see. I actually can't find my scale mail shoulders I made for Erwina, so I've had to augment for Mysticon yet again. My kit. Don't worry, Chris. You don't have to draw anything.
I won't.
It would be, however, and I know this would be a push for you, Chris, to do a sketch during it, and then we raffle it off at the end.
Yeah, I was going to bring my my book with me. I was going to bring it with me.
Speaking of Chris,
here's the Badger
Badgers.
Yep.
Badger scene. This is where we got to see Chris in a really strong battle. Oh, this is funny. This is where we currently are in the campaign. We're in Caer Dineval. They are, and while they're investigating this keep that is being ran by a cult, Erwina says, "I'm going to follow the cat."
Well, it was better than trying to sneak around and scale mail.
True.
Yeah.
And we get to see Calabar and Nier in chibi form, because we've seen Erwina and Jinjack.
We love a good little Mario.
Oh, and we're closing in. This battle was after they had met their first. Well, they had went down underneath the keep through a secret passage next to an obelisk or a large rock, and found that this is a ritual area for the devil known as Levistus of the seventh hells, or the seventh
Mhm.
level of hell. Um,
I
Levistus.
just think it's
His
really
name
neat
is
that Levistus is kind of in the background, faded.
yeah.
yeah, and his name is
I have to look for it
Levistus.
every time.
His name's Levistus. I believe it's Daddy.
In this form, I don't know if that was it yet, but as you see him in his domain, he is much more cleaned up and better looking. I'll give it that. But there is a reason, and I'm not going to spoil that. But in this scene, actually before this scene, all of the cultists are wearing these strange pendants around their neck that just look like ice, and then the sword in the center of it. But for some reason, Jin Jack sees something else.
Artistic license. What do you want?
And this, like I said, and this is the battle that they were having after they decided that after Ice Daddy decides to not, or after they decide not to help him escape. He said he would help them return Icewind Dale to its formerness. He would make sure that, and he tried to tell them that there is something wrong with the Frost Maiden. They don't know if they believe him or not, or they don't believe him. And then there's this. As a surprise for our players, I had asked our wonderful goblin to return, as we find out that the person that had obliterated him was part of the Order of the Black Blade, and that is one of the Black Blades is the one that Snark was carrying around. Levistus is known to be a person of combat. He enjoys a good combat. He likes to see battle, but he likes to see an honorable battle. So somebody of a champion versus a champion, rather than just unwanted slaughter.
I mean, that was a pretty hilarious battle in general.
It was putting Kelevar and putting Snark together. The puns were abound, as Snark brings what was now known as left nut and right nut to fight alongside of him. Which, in the end, they did defeat all three. And upon his word, Levistus did give Kelevar a brand new item for his loot.
Which, fun fact, I did actually buy a ice-looking crystal off of Amazon, and it's now attached to my little ukulele.
Hey!
Amazing.
Mysticon.
Amazing.
I cannot play it worth a damn, so just be prepared for in-person horrible out-of-tunage strumming.
That's fine, because this is where we pick up in Mysticon. As they defeat the champion, Levistus honors the request, returns them back to their room, and while they believe that they're going to try to assault the keep, Kradoth takes off down into Caer-Dineval, running. And as it was pointed out by another person, I love the fact that his underwear is falling out of his bag. Makes me laugh so hard. And such a cool picture. But yeah, this is where we're picking up this week in Carlsbad, California, for Mysticon. And I'm looking forward to it. This journey has been going on for a while, and I think we're at a point where this is a great opportunity to show off their skills in a full performance. And we will be bringing somebody that, as the game master, I will be presenting as somebody that I don't think they're expecting. So, well, some of them are. because some of them are helping me get this costume together. So I will be playing uh, Ice Daddy as the game master there, in my full garb that I've come up with for it. And we have a special guest that's going to show up for that too. So we'll have another hero of Icewind Dale, we hope. But I've left that to them. If they turn on the party, they turn on the party, and I don't know any better. So I don't believe it's going to happen, but who knows? Sometimes players do what players do.
Do what you got to do.
At this point, if you are hanging out with us tonight, please, if you have questions, I know we've ran through a lot tonight. Please throw them up in the chat. And I'm going to kind of also open this up to the party. Do you have any questions about stuff that's happened over the last 44 episodes that maybe needs some extra clarity or are curious about that I might be able to give the information? I don't know. We'll have to see what it is.
Honestly, I'm just here for the good times and the bad puns. So my only real question is for Idly, and if you happen to know anything about the Airbnb, if it's stocked with food or we need to acquire some at some point.
We will need to acquire some food. The plan is that tomorrow I'm going to go to Trader Joe's and get some snackies. Because I have a 7-hour drive. I will not eat all of the snacks on the 7-hour drive. So there will probably be plenty for a couple days.
We will pick up snacks. Don't you all worry.
Yeah.
And depending on what the nearby shopping situation looks like, I was thinking of picking up like some bacon and eggs, for morning snackage and foodage. Lunch and dinner, I figured we're all eating together, like out and about somewhere. But breakfast, like, come on, we must. Also, I've got an entire case of tea and coffee that I plan on bringing with me, so we won't be lacking in those areas either.
I have already purchased a cheap bottle of Trader Joe's tequila, so that can come with us.
Ooh. Please bring some sort of mixer for a cheap bottle of tequila. I will buy a couple bottles of things and we'll have some fun. Not what I thought we were going to do for questions tonight, but that's fine. We are rallying, getting ready to go.
Food planning.
I mean, look, as soon as we're done with this live, I'm actually going to empty out my large suitcase and start packing Kelevar, my Seder Barmanos, because who the hell knows if I might or might not have an opportunity to wear that. Like, just preparing.
Yeah. I'll be bringing 2 to 3 cosplay outfits. I'll have normal clothes. We haven't decided what the Misfits are doing yet for Sunday. I know there's been a couple different questions. Things have been thrown out there. Legoland, Ren Fair. I don't know what's there. So, but I know a couple of us won't be leaving until Monday. Some of us are leaving after the show. But we're definitely going to have some fun out there. So if you see us, come say hi, come take pictures, let us know your favorite moments, and hopefully we'll see you at the show. Yeah. I don't hear anybody in the chat. There is a Carlsbad there's a Trader Joe's in Carlsbad.
I know, but I have to drive from my house 7.5 hours to Carlsbad. So I will
better than the initial 10 that you thought.
Yeah, that's much better because I thought it was going to be further. I forget that Carlsbad is just like right underneath LA as opposed to down. I mean, it is down by San Diego, but it's like in between the two.
Yep. So yeah, if people in the chat have ideas of what we should be looking at for Sunday, Monday time frame before we all have to be on planes or drive home, please let us know. I'm always open to fun new things. Food is another thing. Like I don't know what I'm eating there. I know we need to get California tacos, and I will say there's a small place right out of where we stayed last year in Carlsbad where
Mhm.
I got some extremely good breakfast and apple cider for breakfast, and it was wonderful.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was
I'm
delicious.
I'm usually not a huge breakfast eater, so I'll find something.
No, fine.
Most diners will make me a cheeseburger at 8 a.m., so I'm set.
I won't be there Sunday, but I'll be there Friday, and so
Hmm.
I think we were talking like if after our
After
after
the
our
show,
session, yeah, we can head out and grab a bite.
yeah,
Um,
I think we might lose Sam because I think he goes straight into a game after the show that he's running, but we will find time to spend with Sam too. Um, are you coming back up Saturday, Chris, or are you just doing Friday?
I'm just doing Friday.
Okay.
I was planning on
Okay.
just well, depending on how I feel, I was going to drive back Friday night because I have stuff to
Hmm.
do on Saturday night. I have a game to run,
Mm.
so
If need be, I think there might be enough room to let you crash with us. If I would rather you be safe.
Yes,
okay.
and then if you want to, you can do like the morning and Carl, and
Mhm.
then we can and
All
then
right.
skip out. Um,
You don't have to. It's more of like the first responder and me going like, and mom friend going like, if you are not okay to drive, don't drive.
Oh, I
Please.
don't plan on. Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a drinker at all. I'm more
Yeah.
worried about night blindness than anything else.
yeah, that's just as dangerous, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Heroes of Evermore is here, and they are the facilitators for Mysticon. So
Hello.
please drop the link in there for Mysticon, and hopefully people, if they haven't signed up already, which they probably should have, they go do that because it's going to be a lot of fun. I know I'll be looking for a few things. Last year I got to pick up a few things.
I'm bringing my Laura Bailey dice bag,
Ooh.
and it's already full, but we're gonna see how many dice we can shove in it.
I'll definitely be picking up a set of dice or two.
Hold, I'll bring it out. Just one moment. I have to go grab it.
Go for
I'll
it.
be right back.
What Sam's recap? Awesome. Yeah, I know. Sam. This entire team is absolutely incredible. Um, I have had such an honor to have each one of them as players at the table. So, I'm glad that this is the first live game is with the team that I've been playing with for 2 years, and that is
It's
a
like a
bag.
15 pounds of dice.
So the question is,
How
are
many-
you? The question is there more dice in there than Sam has? Because Sam has 116 sets.
We're gonna find. We can find out by sheer weight volume because I have no idea what is in this bag. Quantity wise, I think it's supposed to hold up to 500, and it's already like at its max.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
I think
500
I think we
sets
can
or
shove some
500
more.
dice?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
I just got a wee little box with one set.
And this isn't the full collection, but I was like, if I'm gonna, because this is the only travel bag I have for my dice.
The only travel. Oh my goodness!
This is the only travel bag. The only travel bag I have. But if you're gonna bring your Laura Bailey dice bag, you gotta bring it Laura Bailey full. Otherwise, it's not correct.
It's just a dice bag at that point. So I think that's a challenge. Sam, you need to, if you're still in the chat, you need to put all of your dice in a bag
Yeah.
and bring it with you so we can see whose bag is bigger.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave on that note. I've got to go start prepping dinner and whatnot, so I'm taking off early. And I'll see you all at MrCon.
Yep, we're going to close down early
you there.
tonight. Thank you all for coming to hang out with us tonight. I hope you got a chance to catch up on the story up until this point. Our wonderful friend Dungeon Samster is going to do a quick recap of last episode for us, and then we will see you guys all at Mysticon in Carlsbad, California on Friday at 3 p.m. Please ask your deities, ask your magicians to make sure that the plane gets there in time, because it's going to be a tight squeeze, but it's either way, we're going to make it work. And I'm looking forward to it.
Otherwise, our stream will be, or our table will be, if it's left up to me, Curse of Strahd on ice.
On ice, which I mean,
It's on ice.
The vampires.
the
Let's go.
vampires. Let's go.
That's all I got for a backup, James.
All
I'll
right.
let you
Hey,
know.
I mean, if that's what it comes to, that's what it comes to. I would not expect anything else from our wonderful cast to bring such a good
Ask
game.
Sam for something logical, please.
You do that, and Sam might run Vampire the Masquerade on stage, and that's going to be scary. But
I played Vampire the Masquerade. I'm cool.
all right, as Chris is,
I mean, I've got a Deadlands thing I've been sitting on, so that's another thing for the future.
We all just run different games for 2 hours.
For 2 hours. On that note, hopefully we see everybody at Mysticon. Wednesday, we have a new guest coming for Dress to Quest. And then Thursday, we go back for Beaker Builds. Mm-hmm. Sunday drops the next episode with Sam as our game master or lore keeper in this storyteller in that version for episode 3 of Night of the Worm, which is our World of Darkness campaign. And then the following Monday is going to be, if we can do it, it will be the replay of the story in Carlsbad at Mysticon. But that's only if it's recorded, because if not, then it is just for those wonderful people that come and hang out with us. And we'll just have to do another little bit of a recap to catch everybody up for that following episode. Excuse me.
I don't know. Should we plan on bringing camcorders or something?
I would. Be probably a good idea. But I do believe that we spoke to Mysticon about it, and they said there's a possibility that's being recorded. So hopefully we can get the recording for that, and that way we can run it on stream for our friends. With that, real quick shout out to our sponsors. Chris, if you got to run, you're welcome to run. Our sponsors for this year are Monument Studios, who does all of our awesome audio and all of our shows. Please use the code MISFIT, all capital letters, for 30% off for 3 months free. Our dice sponsor to fill more dice into the Laura Bailey dice bag can be found at Canadian Dice. You get 15% off with the code MISFIT15. You can get shirts for both myself and Beaker over on Dungeon Grandmaster. We're also hopefully in the 2026 working on stuff for Dress to Quest and the other shows to be added to that pile of apparel. And last but not least, our newest sponsor this year, sponsoring Beaker Builds, but also all the entirety of Misfits, is our wonderful friends over at Last Hope Printing. They are a 3D printing modeling studio that also has created their own washes, shades, and acrylic paints. And you can use the code MISFIT to get 40% off your order, which is quite a bit of a chunk of change off your order. And with that, hope you all stay warm because it's cold out here in Icewind Dale. And we will see you all in just a couple days at Mysticon. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye.